guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the Joma Supersonic Indoors. Now inside the box, when you remove the top, they do include this little kind of pamphlet. It folds up. It's like a mini poster kind of giving you a look at all of Joma's products and a little bit of insight on every single indoor model that they have. Kind of a cool little extra there. We'll get that out of the way. And other than that, all you're going to find inside the box are the shoes themselves. So we'll get these guys out of the box really quickly, and we'll take a closer look at this very bright colorway of the Joma Supersonic. Now this is one of several high-end models that Joma has within their indoor lineup. Technically the top-end model is the Top Flex, which retails for about $70 to $80 depending on where you buy them, whereas this one is just below that. It is the Supersonic model with a retail price of $65, but if you check out the review page on my website, you can actually pick them up for even a little bit less than that. So it's a very affordable and very high quality indoor model. So as far as bang for your buck is concerned, this is definitely one of those indoor models that you should consider, even though it's not made by Nike or Adidas or one of the more popular brands. But as far as indoor shoes go, Joma is actually very well known overseas as kind of one of the leading suppliers for futsal shoes. They make really good stuff, and the Supersonic is no different. So we're going to go over all of those details in today's video. If you're interested in learning more, stick around, and with that being said, let's get right into the review. To start things off, let's just quickly go over the colorway of the Joma Supersonic that I have right here. Now obviously this is a particularly vibrant color scheme featuring bright pink and bright yellow. There are more subtle colorways available, by the way. Just check out the review page, link down below in the description. You'll find all the pictures of the alternate colorways there if you're interested in a pair for yourself. But again, if you're looking for something bright, this colorway is definitely going to do that for you. I actually quite like how this shoe looks. The Joma branding is definitely interesting, positioned on both the lateral and medial side. You have pink across the entire upper, but there's lots of different textures and materials going on that we'll go into more detail in just a second. But to me, visually, the shoe definitely does have a premium look, considering that it does cost only $65 or less, which is relatively cheap. It doesn't look cheap by any means, and again, I just think it's pretty cool looking. So pink across the entire upper, your white Joma branding on either side. It does actually say the name of the shoe, Supersonic, right there on the tongue. And then of course you have that bright yellow color in the laces, the heel liner, some of the accents in the branding and technologies featured on the shoe. As you guys can see, the midsole is white. Some of that white is also on the bottom of the shoe, and then the actual outsole is a combination of that gum rubber color as well as more of that yellow in the actual rubber itself. So again, visually, I think it's a pretty good looking shoe. Leave your opinions down below in the comments. Yes, this is a men's colorway for those of you that will ask. Even though they are pink, they are still a men's colorway. And with that being said, let's move on to the tech specs so we can learn a little bit more about the overall performance. As far as performance is concerned, for the price that they're asking for the Joma Supersonic, it really does have a lot to offer, and it's pretty much on par with all the top-end models from the big brands, at least as far as indoor shoes go. Now, what you're going to find on the upper is all synthetics. I know that this definitely does have the appearance of some kind of a leather or suede, but in fact, it is 100% a microfiber material, which honestly, I would never guess just based on how soft and flexible it is. So you have a combination of that microfiber material, which splits off right here, kind of on the lateral side of the shoe in the forefoot, spans the entire toe box area, and then cuts off at this side here on the medial side of the forefoot. And you're going to find a little bit more of that here in the back heel area as well, whereas the midfoot, as you can see, is made from a mesh material with a fuse layer on top just for extra support, kind of just to keep the shoe nice and lightweight. It's kind of the norm for a lot of shoes that feature kind of a softer, almost leather-like type of material on the upper itself. So this material is soft, it's flexible, it's very, very thin, surprisingly thin. You can see you have a pretty interesting looking stitching pattern here. There's an extra layer of fused on material around the toe box and forefoot area just for extra durability. And this nice kind of suede-like finish they have on the surface is going to have a really good touch on the ball. It provides that little bit of extra grip that you wouldn't normally have instead of the shoe kind of being left very, very slick. And again, I just really like how it feels. You're going to find that same microfiber suede type of material in the tongue, so it does have a nice consistent touch for the most part. The mesh material does have a padded backing as well, so it's not ultra thin. You're going to get that nice kind of thin padded sensation across the entire foot, which is really, really good. And then here in the back heel area, because this is designed specifically for indoor soccer, they added this extra suede material as well. Again, just to give you that little bit of extra grip on the ball when performing back heels. Not that it's something that you're really going to notice all that much while actually using the shoes. Central lacing system, as you can see, they even incorporate the extra lace hole, which is something that I like if you really want that locked in feel. The heel lining on the inside is a synthetic leather material, but it has a slightly rubberized texture to it, so it grips your sock and grips your heel really well, keeping you locked in place when you actually do pull the laces tight. The insole is fully removable. Here's a look at it. Mesh lining on top with your Joma branding, of course, and then it's just made from a decent layer of this white foam material, so step and comfort again is not an issue, although this is going to provide the majority of the cushioning that you're going to get from this particular indoor model, because as you can see, it is very, very low profile. No plastic in the construction whatsoever, which is kind of a signature of Joma's futsal line. It does have an EVA foam midsole, as you can see, but in the forefoot area, you're left pretty much with just the cushioning that you're going to get from the insole itself. So it's very low to the ground. You're going to get lots of court feel, but again, minimal underfoot cushioning. It's all a matter of preference at the end of the day. But again, if you want that low profile sensation, this shoe is definitely going to deliver. As far as the outsole is concerned, the traction is actually very, very good on indoor courts with this particular shoe. You have a gum rubber bottom, which is a slightly softer version of rubber than what you find on a lot of indoor models nowadays. And it does have this nice herringbone pattern, almost like a basketball shoe would have, where it actually grips the floor quite nicely, even if it is a little bit dusty. And then you have this kind of different pattern here on the medial side of the forefoot. Something that they're kind of marketing as a touch thing, but honestly, rubber grips the ball no matter what. You're not going to have any issues. I wish they would have gone with this herringbone pattern across the entire shoe. It would have performed better in the long run, but overall, as far as traction is concerned, this shoe is above average on indoor court playing surfaces. As far as using these outdoors on concrete or asphalt or something like that, it is technically not recommended as one of those indoor-outdoor models from Joma. The Top Flex is something that they do recommend as an indoor-outdoor model if that's something that you're interested in doing. I don't see why these wouldn't hold up decently well on concrete or an outdoor environment. Just keep in mind that they aren't going to be nearly as durable if you use them on concrete as they will be if you're using them exclusively on indoor court playing surfaces. As far as weight is concerned, the Joma Supersonic is a little bit lighter than you might expect. So I'm going to weigh this pair for you today in real time. Keep in mind this is a brand new pair in a size 9 US. Going to throw it on the scale, and you can see that they weigh in at 7.8 ounces, under the 8 ounce mark, which is really light for a pair of indoors, and they're also very, very comfortable and solid feeling shoes on feet. So if you're looking for something that's going to be very comfortable, provide a nice low profile feel, and a shoe that's not going to weigh you down at all, you can basically forget that they're on your feet, then the Joma Supersonic is a really good pair of indoor shoes to consider. Alright, so here's a look at the Joma Supersonics on feet, and I have to say I'm really, really happy with how these things feel. Considering that they retailed for only $65, I was a little bit worried that they'd feel cheap, but like I mentioned, with the upper materials and the actual midsole and outsole, everything feels really, really nice, and when you put them on your feet and tie the laces tight, it just has a nice premium vibe, even though it does retail for a fairly low price tag. Now, as far as the fit of the shoe is concerned, it's a very low profile, which is what I like. There's no extra space on the inside of the shoe, but as far as width is concerned, there's a lot of width here. So even if you have really wide feet, these are going to fit you quite comfortably. They'll fit basically anybody, any foot shape, which is something that I can't say about too many shoes. I guess if you had really narrow feet, these might come across as a little bit wide for you, especially in the forefoot and toe box area. But with this microfiber material, it's soft, it's flexible from right out of the box, really requires no break-in time. You will get some stretch out of the material if need be, although they are fairly wide from the get-go, so I don't think they're going to need to stretch all that much. But again, they'll fit just about everybody, and they'll fit everybody quite comfortably, which is really all you can ask for. As far as underfoot cushioning is concerned, again, considering that it looks so low profile, you wouldn't expect there to be too much in the way of cushioning, but honestly, they feel really, really good, especially in the forefoot. It still is a low profile shoe, like I mentioned, but there is a little bit of something extra there, especially in comparison to something like the Nike Elastical line, where you almost feel like you're standing directly on top of that hardwood surface, pretty much barefoot with a thin layer of rubber under your feet. These have a little bit more than that, and the traction, like I mentioned, is really, really good. As far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing my usual size 9 US here, and the fit and the length is perfect, so if you are looking to order a pair and you want the best possible snug fit, I would strongly recommend going true to size for the best possible fit. Alright guys, that's it for my review of the Joma Supersonic Indoors, and I have to say I'm really impressed with the final product. They're comfortable, they're lightweight, I love this microfiber material that they've incorporated on the upper. They'll fit just about everybody, and the traction that they have to offer is honestly just excellent. I know that the Nike indoor models currently on the market are very, very popular. It's kind of what everybody's into at the moment, but these are every bit as good as all of those top-end models from Nike. And again, if you're looking for something that's equally as good for a much lower price tag, like I said, under $65 is what you can pick these up regularly on the review page of my website, then this is a really, really good buy if you're just looking for a solid, comfortable pair of indoor soccer shoes. So again, if you guys are interested in a pair of these for yourself, check out the review page on my website. There's not going to be a full written review, it's just a video review that you guys just watched, but you will find the high quality images that I took myself, as well as buy it now links in all of the available colorways for the best prices online, and of course the exclusive SR4U coupon codes where you can pick these up below their retail price. So be sure to go ahead and check that out. It's the very first link down below in the description. If you have any opinions, questions, or suggestions, leave those down below in the comment section. I definitely will get an answer out to you. If you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support it with a like. That would be greatly appreciated. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. And as always, thanks for watching.